All right, everybody, welcome back. We are diving deep today, and we're talking XRP.
Ooh, XRP.
Exciting.
It's been making a lot of noise recently in the crypto world, and, we have to talk about it.
It's been soaring.
It has been soaring. It's actually outpaced even Bitcoin recently,
Yeah.
which is really saying something. So just to get everybody on the same page real quick, XRP is a digital asset
Right.
that's used for transactions on something called the XRP Ledger.
Mm.
And that's all about like really fast global settlements. So think like international payments and stuff like that.
Speedy.
Super speedy. And the thing is, it's been skyrocketing. And we've got to figure out why.
We have to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, we've got some financial news here that we're going to take a look at today.
Okay, let's dig in.
All right. So first of all, just to kind of lay out how impressive this has been.
Okay.
We're talking a 14% jump in just 24 hours.
Wow.
Which is pretty incredible.
That is wild, yeah.
And then if you zoom out a little bit, over the past month, it's gone up over 200%. It's like Dogecoin level momentum, right?
It is. It's really getting up there.
Yeah.
And one of the things that our source is pointing to is the U.S. elections.
Okay.
So it seems like the Republican wins in early November have kind of boosted confidence for a lot of these U.S.-based crypto companies.
It's interesting.
Especially Ripple, which is the company that's really closely tied to XRP.
Makes sense.
So it seems like people are thinking, okay, maybe the U.S. is going to be a little bit friendlier towards crypto now.
Yeah, there's that hope, right, that the regulations might ease up a little bit.
Right, exactly. And I guess that even just the possibility of that can really get the market moving.
Oh, absolutely. Investor sentiment is everything. And when people sense a potential shift, well, they jump on board.
I mean, do you think, though, that just because, there's a change at the top,
yeah,
that it necessarily means like a total regulatory overhaul is coming?
Well, it's hard to say for sure. I mean, it's definitely sparked a lot of speculation. And, in the crypto world, speculation can be a powerful force.
It can be, yeah.
And all this speculation coupled with, those election results, I think it's created a bit of a FOMO situation.
Fear of missing out, classic.
Classic FOMO. And, our source actually highlighted the fact that open interest in XRP futures is at a record high.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty big deal.
So for our listener who maybe isn't like a super crypto expert, open interest basically tells us how many of those futures contracts are active right now.
Exactly. It's like a measure of how much trading activity is happening around a particular asset.
So a spike like this means more and more people are basically betting on XRP's future price.
And that can really amplify both the gains and the losses. It makes things a lot more volatile.
Right. It's high stakes.
Definitely.
But it's not just about the election and regulation stuff.
Right.
There's also a lot of buzz around a potential ETF for XRP.
Oh, yeah. ETFs, the magic words.
And so for anyone who's not familiar, an ETF, it stands for Exchange Traded Fund.
Right.
And it's basically like a basket of assets that you can invest in.
Makes it easy for people to diversify.
Right, exactly. And so the idea of XRP being included in an ETF has got people really optimistic.
Yeah, they're thinking mainstream adoption. Like what if XRP becomes accessible to a much wider pool of investors?
Totally. But do you think, ETFs aren't like a guaranteed success story, are they?
True. There's no guarantee. I mean, we've seen assets get listed on ETFs and the price barely moves.
Right.
But I think the excitement around a potential XRP ETF just shows how much faith people are putting in its long-term potential.
I see what you mean.
It's like a vote of confidence.
Definitely. And, beyond all this speculation, there's actually some cool stuff happening on the XRP ledger itself.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
So they just launched a new money market fund.
Interesting.
That operates directly on the ledger.
Okay.
So that's adding a whole new layer of functionality.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, it shows that they're actually building a whole financial ecosystem around XRP.
Right, making it more attractive to both users and investors.
For sure.
And then, on top of all that, you've got Ripple making some big moves too.
What have they been up to?
So they just announced that they're going to be investing in this newly branded fund called the Bitwise Physical XRP ETP.
Wow, that's a pretty bold statement.
It is. It's basically them putting their money where their mouth is.
Right, and that kind of move can really have a ripple effect on market sentiment, no pun intended.
Haha, right, exactly. And it contributed to a 10% surge in XRP's price right after the announcement.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So all of this has basically pushed XRP to heights that we haven't seen since April 2021.
It's been a wild ride.
It has. And it looks like the next target for a lot of these optimistic investors is $2.
Could it happen?
It's possible, but, as we always say with crypto, things can change really quickly.
Oh, absolutely. The crypto market is like a roller coaster.
So what do you think? What are some of the things that could derail this upward trajectory for XRP?
Hmm. Well, we've talked about a lot of the positive factors, the election results, the hopes for a friendlier regulatory environment, the market dynamics, all of that.
Right, and Ripple's moves.
Yeah, and Ripple's strategic moves, but we can't forget that the crypto landscape is inherently unpredictable.
Right,
Regulatory uncertainty is still a big factor, and any negative news or a sudden shift in sentiment could really change the game.
for sure.
So I think the big question for you, dear listener, is what's your risk tolerance?
Yeah.
Can you handle the potential dips alongside these soaring highs? Because that's the reality of investing in this exciting but volatile world.
It is something to think about.
Definitely.
All right, well, that's our deep dive on XRP's recent price surge.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
See you next time.
See ya.